All right, so this is a trade recap on Boeing from November 10th and how I took a few trades, the first one being a fast loser, and then I scalped my way to go from red to green on the day. And sometimes that happens. It's not every single day I can take that first trade off the open and have it be a winner. I wish that was the case, but a lot of times I can take it. It doesn't work. I try my best to get out, and then I can always reevaluate the setup, take it again, and then hopefully get back that loss and a little bit more. And that's exactly what I did today. All right, so let's get into the technicals. Top-down approach, like always. This candle is from the 9th. The entire market gapped up big, and BA held up. This is a decent candle. It didn't give a lot of the gains back. So now coming into today, on the 10th, it was about just trying to find some basic levels. I'm a big fan of when a stock can gap up and hold that gap, having a possible second day continuation play. So just looking at prior day's high, 184.46. That's a key level. And I think if it can break that, especially since Boeing has been so beat up on the daily, it has a chance to get some momentum. And another level, pre-market highs right here, looking at the 5-minute chart, 187.45. So those are the two key technical levels. And now it's just about waiting for BA to possibly put in some sort of technical pattern and try to get a good entry. And in a perfect world, it would form some sort of technical pattern, opening range break, or a flag pattern just underneath those levels. So I can try to get an entry before it breaks them and try to ride the momentum. So knowing all that, let's get into the trades. Okay, so a few minutes into the day, and Boeing has taken a dip off the open, which I like, right into some of the short-term moving averages, the 9 EMA, the 20 SMA. It's reclaimed VWAP, and it has an opening range right now, 183 to about 180. I'm a big fan when things take a dip, like I always mention. It can do a VWAP reclaim, opening range break, and also knowing that there are some technical levels above, even though they're kind of far away, just still knowing that they're there. So now I'm looking at the 185 calls, and I have 10 loaded, and I get long right there for the opening range break, trying to anticipate it. And I wanted to see that go quick. So now just to critique myself where I went wrong on this trade, I am guilty of sometimes being a little too patient. This is going to be a great example of that. Went long expecting the 183 break, and it should have gone very fast. I want to see it go quick, and then I got to start thinking about getting out when it doesn't go quick. And right now, even though that looks pretty good, it did not go as quick as I anticipated. So my out should have been right here when it broke VWAP, but instead I made the mistake of holding it. And when I'm in situations like this, what I'll do is that was really fast. That was a very, very fast rejection. It came down instantly, almost a point. So what I will do is just give it a minute. I'll wait for this 1-minute candle, especially when that's a really nasty shakeout candle, and then wait for the bounce and then see how it reacts on that bounce. So that's a pretty ugly candle. And I'm breaking my own rules now. I should have been out of this especially when it dropped 182. Just bail, and I can always reevaluate. But I'm just watching the bounce here. Obviously, try not to freak out. And then what does it do on the bounce? It comes right into the 9 EMA, still holding it, and looks like it's going to reclaim 182. So still just hanging in there. And honestly, right now, I don't think I'm going to get some big winner out of this. Really, it's just about damage control, but still giving it a second because it looks like that could have just been a shakeout. And if I see any weakness on the tape, I just need to get out of this trade. And then once again, like I always talk about, I can always reevaluate the setup, but it did not do what I wanted. So now I just need to bail on it, clear my head, and then come back to it if it sets up again. And it's having trouble. The tape is not going that quick, starts to look weak, and I just get out of the trade and I accept the loss and ended up losing $435 on the first trade of the day, which does not feel good. But considering that I got caught in a pretty nasty 1-minute washout candle and I was able to wait for the bounce and get out right around 182, I only lost probably just under a point on the trade. So not terrible. And now here's the setup of the second trade. So as you can see, I have more data now. There are more candlesticks to be able to make a decision off of. There's more consolidation. There's more price action. And as we approach the high again, this now looks really good. Put in a higher low right around 182. Tested that 183 a couple times. If it gets through it for the third time, I think that it should follow through, and also knowing that there's technical levels above. So had I been just a little bit more patient, I think that this is where my first trade could have been, and it would have been a really good day. And I went long right there as it came into 183, got filled 10 contracts, $3.71. Nice VWAP reclaim. Very nice bullish 1 minute candle. And I just want to see this get through 183 and have the tape start to speed up. It's getting pretty tight. Right at 183. It's holding up there a little bit, but it's above VWAP. Still looks good. Some size on the offer. A lot of orders going off at 183, gets right through it. That's the tape speed that I want to see when I'm in a trade. Instantly just went 60 cents, 70 cents, coming into 80s. So now Boeing looks like it finally chose a direction. And that was a nice, strong move. Had some trouble right at 184. So I'm just watching this, trying to give it a minute, trying to be patient, but I struggle with being patient. Got right through 184. Didn't get through it as aggressive as I wanted to see it. So the tape's kind of slowing down a bit, starts to pull in a bit, and I just get out of the trade. So I got my money back and a little bit more on top. So right now I'm up $70 on the day, which feels good, but there was still a lot more to get on this trade. I think I just emotionally reacted and realized I got my money back, saw that I was green a little bit. Let me just get out of the trade and get back to green on the day. Okay, now coming into the third trade, it's right under 184.46, which is prior day's high. The mistake that I made with my second trade is realizing that we were pretty close to it. I should have taken some off and just held a piece, but here's where I'm reevaluating the setup again, and I get long right as it breaks. Prior day's high, tape starting to speed up into 80s. That was a very quick flag pattern. 90s, a lot of size at 185. Look at all those offers. Want to see this get through it. If it has trouble getting through 185, then I'll just get out of the trade. And I took a very quick scalp there because I saw a lot of size at 185, had trouble getting through it, pulled back a bit, and I just got out of the trade and took a very fast scalp trade to be up 205 on the day. And I got out of that really fast. I think my emotions were a little heightened, so I didn't have any patience whatsoever to possibly see this through. A mistake on that trade was I should have left a little bit because it just broke prior day's high, also knowing that pre-market highs are above. So give it a chance because it has the possibility to do it. And Boeing actually had a really big day this day. So I left a lot on the table just by being a little emotional. And I think having that first trade be red, I was just happy to be green on the day rather than seeing the setup for what it is. And sometimes that happens. I'm far from perfect, but starting off down that quick into the day, I was happy to just be up again. So not the best trading, but I'm glad that I came out all right. That was a quick recap of my Boeing trades. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.